So I finally got my toast and tea ready for part 3 of Get Back, which I'm watching right now. My hair looks stranger than it did when I started a second ago. How does she know cats don't taste good? Yoko's influence on the kid. This is how it was back in the day. Kids were right in there with the adults. That's why when people get all freaked out nowadays because like a grown-up is around a kid and they're not related or something, people freak out. Kids were always in the mix. Kids would go to nightclubs you know, with their parents. So I don't know. See that? He puts children in a box. There's crumbs everywhere now due to my toast. I blasted right through that. See, they influence me negatively. I don't know what to think about this pink and purple ensemble on George. Taking a lot of fashion risks. Did he call Let It Be plotting? That's not what he meant, right? Like, it's his fault. No, I don't think that's what he meant. I don't know. See, now I was complaining about the sound in the beginning because I said it sounded fuzzy. Now they're complaining about the mics and the speakers and all this stuff. Isn't it too close in there from the beginning? I said it was too stuffy, like. Now they're trying to do, looks like there's no room to walk around even. I don't know what I'm talking about because I don't know how to do these things, but I'm just wondering why at this late stage they're complaining about the setup, because I don't know. Has Billy Preston said one word through this whole thing? You know, the glare from my glasses is worse over here today for some reason. But has he? I don't feel like he has. I feel like he's the quietest person ever. I thought that was Ringo. They found somebody quieter. Who are these random people just playing all of a sudden after they left? I got really confused at one point. And my brain had a little time warp issue because for a split second I thought that guy was Harry Styles. There's a guy there. Kind of looks a little bit like him, but you know, the way they used to make people back then. So this is how the Yoko thing happens. They were kind of already having breakup issues. I mean, the band was having breakup issues and they were headed towards a situation. And then John goes outside and says, I love Yoko. And then I guess not that long after, the Beatles were broken up. So that's why people thought that. Timing. See, he's complaining about them using tape. You do realize it's costing you 2 shillings a foot. Because from what I understand, and I learned this from TLC's Behind the Music years ago, okay, you make an album, right? And you take studio time and you pick this, all this stuff happens. Then the album comes out and you, you could see this, it was Lisa Lopes who did the, I don't know why I just said that. My last name's Lopes. She was Lisa Lopez. But she spelled it this way. Anyway, she explained that you do the songs, you record them, you do all this stuff, they go to press and everything. Then the song comes out and it makes all this money, right? But before you get paid as the artist, they what do you call it? Subtract all the charges for the tape and the studio time and all that stuff. It's not like they put that in there and, you know, you get charged for that as the artist. So this is why this guy's like, you do realize this is costing you 2 shillings a foot, right? Which, come on. Oh my God, it's Alan Parsons who looks like Harry Styles. Man. He doesn't look like him. I thought it was him for a split second because my brain doesn't believe time exists, as I said before. I think it's that Michael guy that sounds like Dick Cavett. But when he's not on, like when you hear him and he's not on camera, I didn't know who it was. Now I think that's who it is. I've solved my own mystery. Please, someone get George ordinary black leather shoes. His shoes have been killing me. Those boots, the dreadful boots, were with that pink and purple ensemble. I almost died. What's this Etch-a-Sketch thing Billy's playing with? It's like a theremin Etch-a-Sketch or something. Ringo said like nothing this whole episode, and then he says, I farted. I've farted, not... Paul's complaining that they don't ever have an aim. What does he want to do? Go to space? It's like, all we ever aim is for an album. They've done a movie. They've done 2 movies. What does he want? I don't understand. That's why I'm talking to John, not you. Can I just say, I'm enjoying this. Paul, this just... I like it. So Paul finally agrees with me. The 4 of them need to talk. Told you from the beginning, all these people were in the way, making a mess. But thing is, he wanted to do something, and I guess he wanted to do something big and bombastic and not just another album, and he had all kinds of ambition that maybe the rest of them didn't have. Okay, so here's what happened. I lost about 8 minutes of stuff I had been saying because my computer froze. I think I like moved my blanket and I think it made static. Anyway, so it shut everything down and therefore I lost what I was talking about. What I was saying just now was because it's leading up to we're almost, I mean, they just left. The point I'm watching at, they just left the studio, and the night before they're gonna be on the roof, and it's funny to me that they're still like, they don't seem 100% sure that they're doing the roof thing, and I forgot what I said now, but I think Paul was trying to control it and wanted to do something absolutely amazing. It ends up being amazing. And the other 2, John and George, are much more like they're the type to let it be when he isn't, and it's funny. And that's why they're different now, like, you know what I mean? This is what the past they've taken personally in their personality. It seems as though they've like I said, in my old age, I have learned that you kind of have to go with things. You know, I think the people who know that from the beginning, they're the lucky ones. And I'm not saying, I mean, obviously Paul's had an amazing life and he's the way he is and he's disciplined and he writes these amazing songs. And, but just in a philosophical way of thinking about your life and how to be, seems like those 2 have moved on a more, let's say, transcendental path. That's what first came to me, but you get my meaning. They're more, at that point they were more like, let's go with it. And I think Ringo just really wanted to go on the roof. I don't even know, you know, maybe he just seems like the nice guy who doesn't even get involved with whatever nonsense is going on. But like they made a joke about, oh, see you at the Albert Hall at 5, and it's just they look nervous, like should we be doing that instead? Like Paul's still second guessing everything, and it's like, you know, if if you only knew. Like, they don't, you get a real sense that they didn't know they were the Beatles in a way. They knew they were the Beatles, they didn't know they were the Beatles. Did that make a noise? Did you hear that? Okay. Let me go back and watch it. I'm very excited. I was talking because I was kind of stalling because I was very excited about this. Because we should be going on the roof now. It should be when I press unpause. It should be that day. Fingers crossed it all works out. Yeah, because it shut off, it went back a little bit. Yoko was like, "Is it going to be the day?" And Paul goes, "Who knows, Yoko?" Like, he was kind of joking, but he's like, and then he's like, "Yeah, no, it's supposed to be. This is what I mean. I mean, I do stuff like that. I don't like to count my chickens. I don't like to say what I'm doing in case anything goes wrong." But they seem so unsure of it, like they're trying to disarm a nuke or something. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Weird. Like, I guess I was just about to say, my head said to myself, like, if every move they made was calculated, which it may have been, in terms of doing the right thing and not making any mistakes, but it didn't come across that way, you know. And I don't mean mistakes like bad things, I mean just stuff that wouldn't be successful. Which, how would that happen? That's what I'm saying about they don't know they're the Beatles. They said there are 5 cameras on the rooftop. And they got a whole big setup up there. Didn't they originally say they were worried that the roof wouldn't support the band? They don't fall through the roof, right? I don't remember that being part of what happens, but oh my goodness. They also got one on a building across the street. That's interesting because I thought this was kind of supposed to be a sneak attack. And there's 3 cameras from street level. Wow, they took this seriously. Michael did anyway. And there's a hidden camera in the reception area. We already know. I mean, I think the microphone in the flower pot brought us the most important part of everything here. So now there's a hidden camera in reception. Huh. It says the Beatles are meeting in the room. Well, this says that Glenn and George Martin are down in the basement. They're going to monitor the recording from down there because they're recording it down there, and they're going to monitor everything. I guess they got a camera, like a, you know what I mean? What do you call it? A monitor down there. And now that the Beatles are in a room having a discussion, they're still unsure about performing on the roof. They're so funny. Roll cameras, take 1. So exciting. They've just emerged on the roof. Paul just jumped up and down to see if he could fall through. Oh my god. I love how they just started playing and the people in the street are like, they're just walking around because there was no notice. Which, my generation, the MTV generation, saw U2's copy of this when they went and did their video where the streets have no name. Where the streets have no name? Why did I just skip a whole word? You know, that video. But I didn't know of any of the surrounding parts. Like, I don't even know that I knew that Billy Preston was up there. But I know I've seen at least bits of more than one of the songs that they do up here. I don't know if that was used as videos, like an MTV type situation. My hair is looking weird to me. Looks even weirder. Be nice. But so yeah, I keep getting unfocused. I mean, it's very exciting. Now, I'm under the impression that the people at street level can't see a damn thing. So if these were all new songs, how long would it take them to realize it's the Beatles? Do they? There's no jumbotron down there, so I'm gonna try to not pause that much. But yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna come back. I think I might just watch it and not really come back and talk about it that much. We'll see. Unless I have to pause and say something. They asked a girl on the street if she likes it. And she goes, I don't know what they're supposed to be doing. They don't either. I don't know why it's just occurred to me. I was like, I wonder if this is why everybody started using wind machines. Because it's so cool looking, right? With the wind in their hair. And it always was. I mean, it didn't just occur to me how cool looking it was, but it made me wonder, hey, what if it was this? Then made people realize how cool that looks, so then they started dragging out wind machines. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they use wind machines in movies, but I'm talking about for live performances. The guy in the trench coat waltzing along suspiciously on an opposite roof. It was just like he's walking through the park and just happens on something. It's like, what's going on there? But he's on an opposing roof. I like their music. I think it's very nice indeed. I like that, man. That people didn't know where they knew it was the Beatles, but they didn't know where the music was coming from. It's kind of cool. I question the moral fiber of the people who are continuing to walk to where they were going. Oh yeah, it sounds like the Beatles. Oh, they're on the roof. Oh, okay. I'm gonna keep going to my appointment. What? I would have stopped. The only way I wouldn't have kept going is if I was gonna get in bad trouble. Because, I mean, I guess you can't see them anyway. I'm thinking, because when I lived in New York, I lived on the Upper West Side, and I used to work on 53rd Street in Madison. And I used to walk, you know, in the mornings. And the Today Show would have their concerts on Friday. You know? And I would end up 10, 15 minutes late to work every Friday morning. Because I was, you know, I would leave early and I would go there to stop and wait for whoever it was, depending on who they were. I mean, if I really, really wanted to see them, I would go super early so that I could see, you know, the rehearsal parts earlier. But, yeah, I can't imagine just being like, oh, okay, I'm still gonna walk to, you know, what could they be doing? The businessman's complaining about being disrupted, but he's still standing there. It's an imposition. I see the local constables are milling about. People are pointing. Like, ooh, I'm so pissed that I have to listen to this. I don't remember if they get shut down or what. I do remember only seeing those two songs. Like I said, I think MTV used that because that's the version of Don't Let Me Down that I know. With that imagery in my mind, so either it was used as a video or I saw it a lot on some kind of a thing. Does it say they didn't have the funny hats on? They have that, what do you call it, traditional cop knock. Telltale cop knock. 30 complaints. Those people should have been deported. Do you know how hard it is for me to get a cop to tell people to shut up? not arrest anybody, tell people to shut up when they would have a loud party late at night. Do you know how hard it is just telling them to go be quiet? To get the cops to tell them to go be quiet. And they ain't the Beatles. There's just booms coming from their house. At like 1 o'clock in the morning. But whatever. Okay. I like music. I don't like noise either. But disturbing the peace, that's a concert. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, wait a minute. Was it one of the people? Wasn't it like that time? Because one of the people walking by said, "Oh, it's nice at the end of the day." It's the end of the day. So what business is being disrupted? Whatever. I don't know this. The end of the day. Somebody passing by said that. Wasn't it supposed to be 5 o'clock? I don't know. These two young officers are trying desperately to not do their job. Could you imagine? They should have sent old dudes. Cranky ones. What was wrong with that blonde man? It's a bloody stupid place to have a concert. Are you serious? Come on, guy. Why you look pissed? Like, how could you have a concert? How could you do that to me? Like, wow. I can't get the sentiment. They found the person that doesn't like the Beatles. They said not now because they've changed completely. Wow. Huh. You think? Think it's that thing? This lady who's like, I can't say that it makes sense. If I didn't know better, I would say that was actually John Cleese in a red wig. These cops literally sit in the hallway considering what career options they have once they get canned. They know they don't want to break that up. They know they want to stand there and listen to it. That's why they're just standing there and listening to it. It only got louder. Okay, no, it's lunchtime because they just asked her, do you think they should be here every lunchtime? Still, surely something must be done. See, there's old dude who thinks they're cracking, thinks they're good people. Takes all sorts. He doesn't even mind if his daughter goes out with one of them. Oh man. Constables on the roof. Paul's so excited once he saw the cops. He's so jazzed. Let's remember, he wanted to take down Parliament. That's so funny. I guess he wanted a revolution. Those tapes that cost, what was it? 2 shillings a foot, the quality tapes, and the sound engineer is that Glenn guy. I'm just sitting here going, it sounds like you're there. It's just really great. From a technical standpoint, the sound of it. I don't think I noticed these things back in the old days when I would have seen these, like I said, if I was on MTV or whatever as a kid. I didn't pay attention, but just the quality really hit my ear just now of how it really sounds. Like, again, like I said, I've been outside watching a lot of people play, so I know what it sounds like, the difference between, you know, an indoor concert, an outdoor concert, and the sound of it. Here comes the sergeant, he means business. I'm like, wait a minute, George is already a fugitive from France, right? Oh, man. You don't want to get arrested, probably. Paul is so ready to go to the Hooskow. I'll tell you what, I'm starting to like Paul a hell of a lot better from watching this. I already knew about his musical genius and his attitude, what I thought was annoying before is now different. I see it in a different light. It's now like oh, what's the word for it? Indignant here, not just here but earlier. Like I said, when he tells people, tells them straight, you know. I don't know. He's still playing. It would be the most amazing thing in the world if they arrested the Beatles for playing music. Not for drugs or something else, but for playing music. Wait a minute, that camera crew was not authorized. They're like a guerrilla camera crew that just snuck up on top of somebody else's building because the guy who owns the building is downstairs. I thought they got permission. That's why I was like, hey, I thought they didn't tell anybody. Well, looks like they didn't. Man, how do you sneak a camera crew up on somebody's building without them knowing? That's pretty slick. This is a very good dry run for something else. How tragic is that, man? But how awesome was it? Didn't know what they had. I gotta say, I'm so sad looking at the, you know, the time thing on the video. There's only 10 minutes left. I actually feel bad about it. I mean, I've been looking at this calendar with last day on it the whole time. And now the zoom in on last day. It's just, I hate this world. All the good things always have to end prematurely. And the bad things go on and on and on. So it's 1:11 a.m. and I decided to go and put the kettle on. Actually, you know what? I just thought of it. I've been using the electric tea kettle that I've had for quite some time, and I bought it to take with me when I went to across the pond once when I went to Sheffield. So that kettle and me went to England together. Northern England. I got my Ferrero Rochers. Forgot I bought them. I saw them on the way to make tea and I'm like, let's have a snack. Let's do this. I really don't want to watch the rest of it because I, honest to God, don't want it to be over. Oh, dude, it's actually with the credits in it. I thought there was more. And then the credits. Not 10 minutes of credits. I mean, Lord of the Rings didn't have 10 minutes of credits. It had like 5 minutes, right? The hell? But, hey. Why do I know who Gil Morton is? Down winding road to your door. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. I literally went Bob Iger. Right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. So, what do you do in a situation like this? I mean, what is that eligible for? Eligible? Did I say that right? Um, is it eligible for? I've been doing this whole thing. So this is gonna sound really bad because the mic's all the way over there. It's funny how this is what happens when you fall asleep and then you wake up and then you do things. So yeah, that's not gonna sound right at all. If it sounds at all, but I'm trying to say that this documentary here, to Get Back specifically, not the the old footage. That's why I'm asking, because is it eligible for anything that it's old footage? I guess so. I guess documentaries always have to have old footage, right? So did this play anywhere, like New York and LA? Is it eligible for Oscars, or is this an Emmy type situation? Is this considered TV? I mean, I think Peter Jackson did an amazing job organizing this the way it is. Like I said, I mean, I was just describing that push-in on the calendar. Having the calendar counting down like that, I didn't realize how important it was until that zoom in on the last day. Like I said, I don't know what this looked like before. I know that I'd seen, the scenes up on the rooftop of a couple. Like I thought it was just two songs, but I think it was three. I've got a feeling now was the one I didn't remember that I saw before. Um, but yeah, I hadn't seen all that old footage and stuff like that of the people on the street and everything. It's my stomach. Um, yeah, like I said, I was from the first episode here. I already knew I was giving this a 10 out of 10. I don't know what to say. I just know that because I'm trying to think of specifically this incarnation of this, but you can't separate that from, how you feel about the Beatles, how you feel about music, how you feel about the world. And that probably should be a discussion for another time. I'll say the same crap I always say, but like I said, this is a shitty century. All the good stuff was back in the last one. I will say that in my favorite movie, of course, also by Peter Jackson, came out in 2001. But it was after certain things that set off the chain reaction that this world became crap. I wish this never happened. I don't want to do anything with the time that's left to me, Gandalf. I always want to go back. I've said that a million times, but it's just like, we can enjoy things, we can like art, we can like the movies that come out, It's not going to be how it was. The Beatles were not my favorite, but clearly what they mean to the humankind, and I don't like the way life goes. This is exactly why. I don't know how you can't not be sad. Now what I'm going to do, I should edit this. I don't know what it's going to sound like. Like I said, the mic was way down there instead of over here, and it was kind of collapsed on its side. So you might not have heard anything I said. But what I think I'm going to go do now, I saw a couple people had done reactions to this or reviews. I'm going to go watch those because I want to see what other people think. This is kind of why I do my quote unquote reviews, because what's been lost over the years of the internet, as far as I am concerned, because I don't know people anyway. Once I came home, I didn't know film buffs. I would go to the movies with my mom. She didn't talk a lot, so discussing movies became a pastime that I loved and lost without even realizing it. Because people don't really do that here. And like I said, with the internet, it's just people shouting their own opinions and being wrong. But that's why I like reactions. I like to watch what other people think. I like comment sections. That's the best we can do nowadays. But I'm sure everybody loved this. Unless that one, like, there's one idiot, like that blonde guy. I don't like the Beatles. Do you like the Beatles? No. It makes me sad. I was already sad, but now I'm really sad. Life always sucks. It always has. Because it can be so good, and it's so rare when it's good, and this is obviously great, beyond great. We can't use the words we should use because they're overused, so you have to use the basic ones. Thanks again, Peter Jackson, for an emotional roller coaster. that I didn't know I needed. I hope there's another place where we go and it's like this all the time. You get to see that sort of thing all the time.